Hey guys, Dantix here. I couldn't be more pumped for Borderlands 4. Thanks to a new livestream from the devs, we got a ton of information that I'm sure you'll all love. We're talking Endgame specializations, the firmware system, a new Vault Hunter, fresh characters starting at higher levels, Hyperion guns, post-release content, and much more, so let's get right into it. The devs mentioned if you like particular gear, they want you to be able to take that gear and use it all throughout the Ultimate Vault Hunter Challenge ranks. I was initially confused by this, but it seems there'll be ways of boosting your gear's power and your power. So when you reach the endgame, you'll be around level 30. You'll continue to gain experience and level up in the endgame, but you'll also gain specialization points as a separate experience pool. The specialization skill tree is a new take on badass ranks. You see on the left we have 4 slots for the skills you'll unlock in the tree down 4 different paths. The thing is, once you unlock specialization skills, they are unlocked account-wide. So if you start a new character, they will all have the specializations, and when you earn experience, you're earning experience for your specialization ranks. These aren't small passives, by the way, they can be build defining. The first we get to look at is in the Survivor branch called Bullets Are Scared of Me. I wish they were. So the Vault Hunter gets increased damage reduction based on the fullness of their shield or health, whichever is higher at maximum capacity, 30% when full. As you might be able to tell, these passives let you buff a variety of builds. In this case, you can focus on health or shields. We know Harlow loves overshields and Eamon loves buffing his health, so it'll work for both. Also, if you go a sniper build, this could be one way to tank up. Full spectrum arsenal though is something I'm most excited for. I love the new ordnance slot, and it makes it so your ordnance, including things like Rufus Apophis Lance, which is ordnance damage, now gains benefits from increases to gun damage. 50% of all gun damage, meaning we're going to need to re-look at everyone's skill trees just to see how crazy we can push ordnance damage builds. It's going to be grenades and heavy weapons for days. Now, if you want to respec, you can come here, but it's going to cost iridium, so it's not something you want to do a lot. They want you to stick to your specialization, but the option is there. The option to subscribe to Dantix is there too. I'm playing Borderlands 4 early and making a ton of guides and content. You won't be disappointed. So what is the Ultimate Vault Hunter mode? Well, when you beat the game, there will be some missions unlocked that you can engage in. These will result in boss challenges for the testing of your build, after which you unlock the first rank. Think Diablo 4, wherein you go through a challenge, you win, and then you get your first difficulty rank. There'll be new challenges to take a step up to the next rank. So there will be new mission challenges and bosses for you to play through at the rank you're at, all throughout Kairos, maybe some DPS challenges, some might be mob based, and so on that really test your build. The cool thing is, if you like your gear, you don't have to refarm it at every new Vault Hunter rank. I touched on this before. The gear you have at endgame will be good to use all throughout the Vault Hunter ranks. You can simply search for your perfect drops, but you won't be hamstrung if you attempt, say, Vault Hunter rank 2 while you use gear you got in the campaign. I'll touch more on this when we talk about the new firmware system. Now, when you do finish the campaign, you don't have to start from level 1 if you want to start a new character. You can make a new character at level 30 in the Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, gaining that experience as well. Yes, you seem to be able to get up to around level 50, but you at least don't have to start from ground zero. You'll have to re-explore the map though and discover all the new points of interest. But you'll be able to take on the whole game at a new difficulty on a new character with no obstacles. I digress. The Ultimate Vault Hunter mode will have new bosses with different traits and different attacks, different zones for players to do things, and will have replay missions for players to tackle at different difficulties. In addition, they will have weekly activities to engage in, which you might have noticed with the matchmaking options I showed you in the last video. Weekly wildcard missions come with guaranteed legendaries on completion. You know what you're going for and can earn it. So you'll have a week to play these, then they rotate out to the next one. Also, you may have noticed Moxie's big encore runs as an option for matchmaking as well. I hoped that they give more rewards, and they do. Weekly, Moxie will mark and choose bosses. They'll be a little bit tougher, but they will have increased drop rates with Iridium, and you can farm them even in co-op over and over. Also, Maurice will be making a return from Borderlands 3 with his black market. The loot will be special, but your loot will be different to your friends this time around, so if you have an interesting loot pool to choose from, invite your friends in. This will rotate weekly as well. Now, we touched on gear, but you're still motivated to farm the best ones. How do you do this but still allow you to keep the gear you like? It's through the firmware system. It's set bonuses you can move around your gear with firmware machines. This increases your stats. There is exclusive firmware in different Vault Hunter modes. Let's have a look. The first is Deadeye. With one piece of gear, it gives you 30% gun accuracy. 2 pieces gives gun criticals plus 25%, and with 3 pieces of the Deadeye firmware, every critical hit grants 15% critical damage per stack for 10 seconds, up to 75%, making the total 100%. You can see on the left the firmware and how many pieces you have on your gear. You might want to mix and match to get the perfect set of bonuses. To reiterate, firmware isn't locked to a piece of gear. Gear will drop with firmware, and the firmware portion can be transferred to other gear. There are 5 different slots you can fit firmware in, meaning you won't get the 3 gear bonus twice. So you can have the 1 point bonus for 5 pieces of gear, or you can have 2 1 1 1, or 3 1 1, or 3 2, and so on. Here's another example. It gives you increased projectile speed, gun damage, and finally, the ability to make bullets pierce enemies. This seems insane since there's no caveat. They simply pierce completely. It must be programmed in not to hit the same target twice, or this would be broken on some bosses or with some gear. Jacked is next and increases your zoom speed, and most importantly, confirms Hyperion is back. It will buff their gun shield capacity and give gun shields 30% chance to ricochet projectiles back to the enemy. Not sure if that negates the damage too, but that can be a powerful effect. We haven't seen Hyperion gun shields yet, so it must be a manufacturer drop for late game. So here we see the post-release content the teams have been working on. Within this year, we'll get some free content, Horrors of Kairos, that comes with new legendary weapons, new cosmetics, new weather variants. There will be premium content as well with the first bounty pack. It comes with new missions, bosses, gear, cosmetics, and a new vehicle. Then we'll get the first invincible boss. It's not actually invincible, it's just a huge challenge with huge rewards. That stage also adds new weapons and a new ultimate Vault Hunter rank. All this will take place in new arenas, and there'll be multiple bosses. They mentioned the first DLC will be leaning into cosmic horror. It will be bloodier and darker than the Love and Tentacles DLC from Borderlands 3. Then in the first quarter of 2026, we get another bounty pack with the same host of bonuses. However, we get the first story pack as well. This will bring a big DLC storyline as well as a new Vault Hunter. Yes, we're actually getting a new Vault Hunter. The hint was he literally has a lot up his sleeves. Now, we know Randy loves his magic, so maybe this will be a magician type Vault Hunter. So yes, there is a ton to expect, both free and paid. Randy even hints that we'll get to kill Crazy Earl. They're still working on the DLC and a new character, but Borderlands 4 is complete, and they're confident it's the most ready a game they've ever made has been before launch. Also, to celebrate the huge numbers of pre-orders, they've revealed we'll be getting more cosmetic content, a new beginning gun, a new level 30 weapon to give our level 30 new characters a bump, as well as a gun that makes fireworks for celebrations. We also get a cool grenade with a God Killer firmware attached. Not sure what that is, but I'm sure we can transfer it out. Also, every Vault Hunter can wear this Psycho head. So those are the new bonuses for those who have pre-ordered and those who will. Finally, Randy teased that Pearlescent guns will be making a return, but not at the start. When they can drop, probably in a high Vault Hunter rank, it'll be less than a 1% chance that they do, so don't expect much of it. They will launch around when Bounty Pack 2 releases. That's when they'll be made available. So that's everything. What do you think? More or less excited? Let me know below. I'll have a ton of Borderlands content coming soon, so if you want more, you're in the right place. Ciao, friends.